Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be continuing our discussion on XAT business decision making questions. From the last video, we have covered some fundamental concepts on BDM in the last video, and we have also done some questions based on those fundamental concepts. People who are new to this channel or who have not watched the previous video, I would suggest that you subscribe to the channel and watch the previous video so that you do not miss out on any important strategies or points that you can use in your exam to crack the BDM questions. So just to do a quick recap of whatever we have learned on BDM questions. Generally, BDM questions will consist of a scenario, means a particular situation will be given to you. There will be certain facts, and you have to understand the facts properly by reading the passage. And then you also have to analyze the unstated facts, not just the stated facts. There will be some facts which are implied but not clearly stated. Those facts also you need to understand, then apply your logic. Then go to the question, understand what is the decision you have to make or what is the issue for which you have to find a solution, and then go to the options. And when you attempt the options, first eliminate all the unwanted options or some things or the options which are obviously wrong. So when you eliminate all those wrong options, you will be left with either one or two probable answers. So if you have only one answer, then your task is very easy. You go for that answer. But if you have more than one answers, then you have to again go through the process of elimination by selecting the best answer out of the probable answers. This is a strategy you should be using in all the BDM questions and critical reasoning questions that are generally asked in all management exams. The strategy remains the same. No difference or no change is there. Only thing is that the most important thing is your comprehension, then your application of logic. So if you combine these two skills, then your BDM questions may not be very, very difficult. You can score good marks in BDM. So without further ado, we will go to the questions in this section. So scenario will be given. I'm giving you some time to read the scenario, understand it well. A word which you might be finding difficult to understand, the meaning is given in the bottom so that your comprehension will be complete. All right, so the passage is basically discussing about the complaints that are coming up on sexual harassment at Fair Consulting, which is a company. And the passage says that these complaints of sexual harassment have increased exponentially, means it has increased to a large number in recent years. And since they had a gender neutral and anti-sexual harassment policy and a committee to adjudicate, means to decide on the complaints, this committee is there, and during the hearing of the complaints, a lot of allegations are and counter allegations are being alleged by both the complainant as well as the defendant. Means the person who is complaining as a person against whom the complaint is lodged, both are alleging each other. So many allegations and counter allegations are going on, and as a result of which the committee is finding it difficult to conclusively decide who is right. These are the facts given. So basically, a company is there where a lot of sexual harassment complaints are coming up, and since there are a lot of allegations and counter allegations, the committee which is in charge of deciding on the complaint, they are not able to conclusively decide on whether the complaint is a genuine complaint or not a genuine complaint. So this is the understanding. Now we will go to the questions. So the question is about uh, three strategies that could reduce the sexual harassment cases in the workplace, and out of these three strategies, which of the strategies will be the least ostracizing for the employees. So here the meaning of the word ostracizing assumes a lot of importance. Ostracizing means excluding, as it is given in the bottom, it means excluding somebody from a group, or excommunicating, or alienating, or singling out as a person or a group of persons, targeting a group of persons. It can be any meaning. So basically it means that something that is going to be insulting or humiliating to a person. So you have to find an option that is not going to be insulting or humiliating to the employees. So that option will be your answer. So there are three strategies given to reduce the sexual harassment cases. First is educating employees about the company's anti-sexual harassment policy. Obviously, this will not be uh, taken as humiliation by the employees, because all the employees are going to be told or given training about the anti-sexual harassment policy. So there is nothing wrong, because specific employees are not being targeted here. So this is not going to be found as a kind of alienation or a humiliation by the any of the employees. So this could be a probable option that is least ostracizing. Second one, profile employees with a propensity to engage in acts of sexual harassment. A propensity means a tendency. So here it says that you make a list of the employees who have a tendency to engage in acts of sexual harassment. So when you make a list of employees like this, or when you do a profile, or when you try to prepare a kind of a list, or some kind of a character sketch of employees who have a tendency to do this, then that is going to be taken as kind of humiliating or insulting by the employee. So this is definitely going to be a ostracizing kind of action. So this is not your answer. Then third one, discipline sexual offenders. So when a person who has actually engaged in some kind of sexual offenses, when they are given punishments, obviously that will be known to other employees. So they will be alienating that person, or this person will feel humiliated, or this person will feel singled out among the other employees. So this is, again, is definitely going to be ostracizing. So out of the three options, 2 and 3 are definitely going to be ostracizing, and 1 is the option which the employees are not going to be finding as humiliating, insulting, or alienating when compared with other employees. So only the first option will be your correct answer. Second and third cannot be your correct answer. So option B will be your answer. Okay, the next question. Here, the CEO of the company wanted to reduce the errors the committee is making while deciding on the complaints. Means that the CEO wanted to say everything to be done fairly without any kind of bias towards any person. So, in order to reduce the errors that the committee is likely to make while deciding on the complaints, he invited suggestions from the employees, and the employees gave 5 suggestions, out of which your task is to find the effective sequence. So here the word sequence assumes a lot of importance. So here you have to find the options, or you have to arrange these 5 strategies in the correct sequence, or which is something which is the most important should come first, something that which is lesser than having lesser importance that it should come second. So like that you have to create a sequence. Some strategies which are going to be most effective, that should come first. Something that are going to be least effective, it should come last in deciding on the genuineness of the sexual harassment complaint, so that the thing is done in a fair manner by reducing the number of errors. So here, mind you, the passage or the question is not saying that the committee is making any biased decisions. They are making some errors. So there is a difference between a biased decision or a partial decision and a genuine error. So here the question is not intending to say, or the question is not indicating that the committee is making any partiality or the committee is being partial. They are making some genuine errors. So you only need to find an option that is going to reduce the errors. So here, when you understand that, you can see that options 3 and 4 are not going to be very effective, because 3 and 4 basically means what? When you have when you involve a member of a women's commission into the committee, when do you do that? When you feel that the people who are already in the committee, they are not doing justice to the a woman who is the complainant. So obviously a woman will be the complainant in most of the cases, in sexual harassment cases. So when the committee is not able to do justice to the woman complainant, then in order to make the committee more balanced and in order to give a fair trial to the woman, you can involve a member of the women's commission so that the woman's interest is protected. But here the passage is, or the question is not indicating that the committee is biased or partial. It is only making some errors. So the involvement of a member of women's commission is not a very not going to be at the top of the agenda when you decide the number of, or decide to reduce the number of errors. And fourth one, again, taking the help of a retired judge. So when do you take the help of a judge in order to ensure that the committee remains impartial and unbiased? Here we are not told that the committee is already partial or biased. Since this is not partial or biased, the retired judge is not really needed, because they are only making some errors. So there is no need for a retired judge. So judge also is likely to make the same errors. So maybe it is not a very effective suggestion. So then, which will be the most effective suggestion? In any case of adjudication, or in any case when you want to decide on a matter, what you have to do first? Listen to both the parties separately first, so that you can hear their version of the story. So option 2 will be the first and the most effective sequence. Listen to the arguments of both the complainant and the accused separately. So once you listen to both of these people separately, then the next obvious step would be to listen to both of them together, so that any normalities or discrepancies that are there in the testimonies or the statements of the complainant and the accused can be cross-checked and verified when you ask both of them to sit together and raise, so that they can also counter the facts raised by the other person. So the first option will be the next in the sequence. So the second statement or the second strategy will be the first thing that you have to do, a committee has to do. Then you have to do the first one, listen to the arguments of both of them together. Then what is the next obvious step that we do in all the adjudicating processes? You listen to the evidences, or you check the evidences that are presented by both the people. So hire a forensic expert to verify the evidences presented will be the next natural step to be done. So the sequence should be 2, 1, 5. After that, yes, you can either take the help of a member of women's commission or take the help of a retired judge. So these steps, the strategies given in statements 3 and 4 will come only after you implement the strategies in the statements in 2, 1 and 5. So 2, 1, 5 will be the correct option regarding the sequence, which is going to be most effective in making an error-free decision by the committee. So for the sake of argument, let us look at the other options. Option A is talking about 1, 2, 4. 1 and 2 okay, but 4 is not a good suggestion, as for the reasons stated above. 4 is not an effective strategy. 1, 2 and 5 should have been the effective strategy. So if you have stated 1, 2 and 5, then you have two options will be there, option A and option E. But out of this option A and option B, again option E will be the answer, because in any case when there are two parties alleging some misconduct against each other, then you have to first talk to them separately, only then you talk to them together. So option E would still remain the answer. So option A, since it is not talking about 5, it is talking about 4, this is not your answer. Then option B, 2, 4, 1. 2 is a good suggestion and the good strategy. We know that 4 is not a good strategy, so that is again not involved. Again comes 1 is a good strategy, but because of the presence of 4 here, we can remove this. Then C is 2, 3, 4. 2 is a good thing, 4 is again a good thing, not a good thing, sorry. So 3 and 4 are not good strategies in ensuring a error-free decision making. So only 2 is there. So option C will not be a good answer. Option D, 1, 2, and 3 again. 1 and 2 is not the sequence, 2 and 1 is the sequence, and 3 is not a good strategy that we have already seen. So in any way, option E should be the most effective sequence that would help the committee to arrive at the right decision without committing any errors. So option E will be your answer here. Alright, go to question number 40. So this scenario is talking about a case where a junior female consultant raised a complaint of sexual harassment against her immediate boss because he cracked a vulgar or an indecent joke when they were together in a office cafeteria or whatever. Tuck shop means a small snack shop or a small place where they eat something. So when they were having tea or something, he made a vulgar or indecent joke, which she took it as an offense, and she complained to the committee against that particular person. And when the committee started inquiring about this incident, they found an independent witness, means another lady who wanted to give her version of the story. So she's see very carefully. You have to understand that she is an independent witness. That means she is not biased or partial. She is willing to give a very independent statement regarding what transpired during that occasion. So, but her only condition was that she should remain anonymous. That means her identity should not be revealed to either the complainant or the accused. So that is her concern. But the committee or the convener of the committee is confused about whether her identity should be revealed or not revealed. So your task is to find which is the best stance to be taken by the convener. Once in this particular case, what the convener should do, whether he should uh, allow the witness's request that her identity should be kept a secret, or he should disallow that request. That is what you have to uh, find. Now you go through the options one by one and select the best answer, which is the most logical answer. So option A, the convener should not allow the witness identity to be revealed, as either the accused or the complainant can use the witness arguments to their advantage. So option A, the first part is all right. The convener should not allow the identity of the person who is going to testify in this incident. Her witness identity should be kept a secret. But the reason is the problem. The reason stated for keeping her identity secret is that the accused or the complainant can use the witness argument to their advantage. So this is not a logical thing, because anyway the witness is going to give her statement. So that witness statement is going to be favorable either to the complainant or to the accused. We don't know. So the passage is not telling us, or the question is not telling us whether the witness is testifying against the complainant or against the accused. So as long as we don't know that, we don't know whether this advantage portion will be there for either the complainant or the accused. And one more thing, this even if the witness's argument is going to be advantageous to either of the parties, this is not going to change just because the witness is going to give her identity. So irrespective of the identity being kept a secret or not a secret, the witness's testimony would still be there, and it can still be used as so either by the accused or by the complainant to their advantage. So whether the witness is going to keep her say identity secret or not secret is not going to change the fact that her testimony or statement can be favorable to the witness or the accused. So this is why this will not be a good answer. Option B, the convener should not let the witness identity be revealed as it might expose her to a threat either from the respondent or the accused. Yes, this is a logical suggestion or a logical thing to do, because the convener's reason for not allowing the identity of the witness to be revealed is that she might face a threat from either the respondent or the accused, because her testimony or statement could be favorable to either of the parties. So the person who is going to be negatively or adversely affected by the statement, if he knows that such and such person has made the statement against him or her, then they will that such a person will be likely to threaten the witness. So in order to prevent such threats from either the respondent or the accused, the convener can make the identity secret. So this is a logical thing to be done by the convener. So good answer, keep it in your mind. Option C, the convener should ensure that the witness identifies herself, as it will ensure that she will not present frivolous proof. Frivolous means silly or meaningless. So this says that she should reveal her identity so as to prevent her from saying something silly or meaningless. So whether she is hiding her identity or revealing her identity, if she wants to present a silly or meaningless proof, that is definitely going to happen. So the keeping her identity secret is not going to affect the quality of her statement. So this again is not a good answer. So you can remove it. Then option D, the convener should not allow the witness identity to be revealed because complainant can sabotage the inquiry process. So option D is assuming that the statement given by the witness is going to be adversely affected by the or for the complainant. So the complainant is going to be adversely affected. That is why he is going to or she is going to sabotage. Sabotage means to obstruct or to make some problems in the inquiry process. So means when will the complainant try to sabotage the inquiry process? When she finds that the witness statement is against her complaints, but we don't know whether the witness statement is against the complainant or against the accused. As a result of which, this statement cannot be treated as a logical conclusion, because here this statement assumes that the statement of the witness is going to be adversely affecting the complainant, that we don't know. So that is why this is not a good answer. Option E, the convener should ensure that the witness identifies herself, because both the accused and complainant must identify themselves. Just because the accused and the complainant have to identify themselves, it is not necessary that the witness has to identify herself. So this again is a very silly kind of argument. So not a good answer. This is again illogical. So the only logical statement or the only logical course of action for the convener is to let the not let keep the identity of the witness secret, because if the identity is revealed, then either the complainant or the accused could be trying to threaten her so that their side could have some advantage. So this is why option B will be your answer. There are no other correct answers here. Okay, now go to the next scenario. So this scenario is talking about the practice of moonlighting. Moonlighting is a practice that has come into the limelight during the COVID induced lockdown, when a lot of IT companies they implemented the work from home strategy. So at that time, since the employees were not being monitored by the employer, many of the employees started working for two companies at a time. So that is called moonlighting. When you are fully employed or fully engaged in one job at the same time during your free time, you work for another company. So such a practice is known as moonlighting. And this practice, and there are two arguments, one in favor and one against moonlighting. So one argument is that this is not a problem, because the contract between the employer and the employee is that the employer will give employee a fixed salary for working a number of hours, and after that whatever he or she does, it is her personal or his or her personal issue. The employer has nothing to do with that. Another argument is that no, when you are fully employed in a company, it is completely unethical to work for another company. So these are the two prevailing arguments, one in favor and one against moonlighting. So these are the things that are given in the passage. Now we will go for the questions. Okay, so it is talking about, or we have to find an option that is going to have the least negative consequences on moonlighting employees. So some employees are doing moonlighting, and which option will have the least negative consequence, or something that is not going to adversely affect the moonlighting employee. That option you need to find. So option A, employees' performance may be adversely affected because of overworking. This is definitely a negative impact, because when you juggle with the two jobs, obviously you will have to work a long time, and because of your long working hours, your performance is likely to be affected. So this is a negative consequence. So this is, since it is a negative consequence of the moonlighting employee, it is not our answer. Then option B, increased family problems because employees will not spend quality time at home. Again, when you are working full time, what will happen when you are working two jobs? You will not have time to spend with your family. So when you don't have time to spend with your family, obviously there will be family problems. Again, negative consequence for the employee. So not your answer. Option C, employer reducing daily working hours from 8 hours to 6 hours. So it says that when you do moonlighting, what the employer will do, they will reduce the working hours of yours. So from the passage, we know that the employee will be paid according to the hours he is working. So if the working hours are reduced, obviously his salary is also going to be reduced. But what you have to bear in mind is that the here the uh, singular noun is used, employer. It is not saying employers. So means one of the employers for which the employee is working, he is going to reduce the daily working hours. So when one employer will reduce the working hours, what the employee can do, he will have more free time left for him. So that free time will be used by the employee to work for the other company for which he is working. So if he does that, what will happen? The loss of salary that he might have from the reduction in the working hours of one employer can be compensated by the increased salary that he will get from the other employer. So because of that, this option may not be negatively affecting the moonlighting employee. So this could be a probable answer. Keep it in your mind. Then option D, poor physical health of employees because of excess work. Again, this is a negative consequence. When you're working full time, your health is obviously going to be affected. So this is a negative consequence, not your answer. Option E, employer reducing salaries of employees because of moonlighting. So here it means that one employer will, here again the singular noun is used, employer. So one of the employers are, they are one of the employers, he will reduce the salary of the employees because of the mobility. So means there will not be any reduction in working hours. You will still have to work the fixed hours that you were working previously, but your salary is definitely going to be reduced. So you cannot compensate that reduction in salary by working for the other company, because you are working the same number of hours, because there is no mention about the reduction in the hours, only reduction in salary. So option E again is going to negatively affect the employee, because when the salary is reduced, he is working the same number of hours, but salary is reduced. So that cannot be compensated. So it is going to negatively affect the employee. So the only option that is not going to negatively affect the employee will be option C. So option C will be your answer. All right. Next question. Okay, so this question is talking about a scenario where Mr. Q, who's an IT professional, he has got some spare time in his hands because his working hours are only from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So he has got some time in the morning and he wants to utilize it to by working for another company. But he is in an ethical dilemma because he doesn't know whether this is correct or not, and he is not able to decide. So he consults with, and his company is also not having any clear policy. Means his company is neither telling him that this is wrong nor telling him that you do it. So again, so it is adding to his confusion. So in order to get some idea on whether he should go for moonlighting or not, he consulted with some people and they gave some opinions like this. And after receiving these opinions, your question is to find a combination that will help Mr. Q to realize that moonlighting is unethical. So you have to find some statements that will prove that moonlighting is not correct. He should not be doing it. This is what you have to understand. So you have to find options which are suggesting that, or we have to find the opinions which are suggesting that moonlighting is not correct and it is unethical. So he should not be doing it. And out of those opinions, which is the best opinion that he has to take, that will help him to analyze that moonlighting is unethical. So what is the first task you have to do? You have to see the opinions and eliminate all the opinions which say that moonlighting is uh, not unethical or moonlighting is okay, you can do that. So those are not your answers, so you can directly eliminate that. Well, option opinion one, moonlighting is unacceptable since the employer has a complete right. So this is again saying that moonlighting is unethical. So you have to retain this opinion. Opinion two, moonlighting is a choice of the employer and the employer has no authority. So here it says that moonlighting is ethical. So it means it is a choice of the employee, means you can do it. So this is not our answer. So you can eliminate this option. This is not needed for you. Opinion three, moonlighting leads to the employee missing out on important organizational work. Yes, this again he says that but it is talking about some negative consequences of moonlighting. So it implies that moonlighting is not correct. So this is again a likely answer to you. So keep it. You have to keep it. Opinion for moonlight while moonlighting, the employee might unknowingly leak critical information gained from one organization to the other. This is again a very logical statement. Means when you work for two companies, the information regarding one company, you will not deliberately but unknowingly you will leak some critical information about one company to the other company, which is completely unethical. So this is why moonlighting is not ethical. So this again is a answer that you need. So you keep it in your mind. Opinion for it is okay to moonlight as employees are exploitative and underpay employees. So it says that employers are exploiting the employees and not paying them properly. So you can moonlight. So this is not what we need because it says that moonlighting is ethical. So you can eliminate options opinions 2 and 5. So only opinion 1, 3 and 4 are likely answers. So out of this 1, 3 and 4. So a 2 any opinion that has 2 and 5 you can directly eliminate. This is not required. This is not required. This is not required. This is not required. So anyway, so what is level you have left with opinions 3 and 4. 3 and 4. 3 says that moonlighting leads to employee missing out on important organizational work. Correct. Opinion 4, when moonlighting, employees might leak some information to the other company. That also is a very logical thing or a logical possibility which indicates that moonlighting is not good. Opinion 1 is moonlighting is unacceptable since the employer has a complete right over the employee. So it is not talking about any specific reason why you should not moonlight. It is saying that, just saying that employer has a complete right. So this may not be a good opinion, but anyway you don't have to look at it because there is no option where opinion 1 is coming. All other opinions we have eliminated, so there is no need to look at these things. 2 and 4, yes, again you can eliminate. 2 and 5 you eliminated. 2 and 3, so opinion 3 and 4, this is will be your answer. Option B is the correct answer. Thank you. Hope you have found the video useful. Try to subscribe, share, and like the video so that I can bring more such useful videos to you in future as well. Please go through the other videos posted in the channel so that you will get more information on how to tackle the video. Thank you once again. Bye bye.